A house in Bethlehem community showcases a horrific sight, and by the looks of it, it foresights something evil. The house is surrounded by dozens of Bethlehem's residents, and they all have a trembling look on their faces. Inside the dreadful house are 6 women who have just given birth to 6 baby girls. The question arises, why is everyone frightened by the birth of those innocent girls? The reason is more than horrifying. According to one prophecy in the holy book of the Bethlehem people, 6 girls will be born on the 6th day of the 6th month of one specific year, and one of them will become the devil's hand. When one of them turns 18, Satan will choose one of the girls as the devil's hand, and the other girls will perish. Indeed, this curse has taken over the entire place, and now everyone begs that these girls so that the community stays safe from Satan's evil. The elder beacon in the community gets to know about these births, and he quickly enters the house with the intention to these girls so that the curse cannot take place. But even though these girls are considered bad luck by the residents, they are still precious to their parents. Therefore, the father of one of them, Jacob, opposes Elder Beacon and clearly states that he doesn't believe in this satanic prophecy and won't let Elder Beacon succeed in his purpose. One of the mothers of the 6 girls can't imagine her baby bowing down to the satanic prophecy, and she wants to protect her girl from this curse. The solution she finds to this is not only cruel, but something no parent can imagine doing to their child. She takes and then takes her own too. 18 years pass by, and the remaining 5 girls are about to turn 18 very soon. The community knows this very well, and they all are keeping an eye on these girls as they all believe that one of them will end up being the devil's hand. They aren't sure which one is it going to be. The girls have been kept unaware of this information, as keeping them in the dark will help to know the real devil's chosen one. The 5 girls, Mary, Ruth, Sarah, Hannah, and Abby, also feel that everyone is watching them and they have been kept in a strict environment. One day, without informing the elders, these girls go to a nearby lake for a swim. Everything is fine at first, but then suddenly Mary gets attacked and she starts to see some terrifying vision. All of a sudden, Mary is taken underwater, and the other girls start to panic. A boy named Trevor, who is nearby, jumps into the water and saves Mary from drowning. Mary and all the other girls don't understand what happened. All of them decide that they won't tell the elders, as the elders would punish them. Hannah sees that the door of the shelter house right beside her home is open. She walks in and sees a black-dressed figure inside. That figure attacks Hannah, and she runs out to save her life, but the figure is way too fast as it tracks her down and slaughters her. Mary reaches home and finds her stepmother in the kitchen. Mary has been told that her biological mother passed away when Mary was 5 years old. Mary's relationship with her stepmother isn't good at all. Her stepmother thinks that Mary is the chosen one, therefore she avoids Mary. Mary was closer to her father, as her father loved her very much and took good care of her. Mary goes to bed, and while sleeping, she gets those creepy visions once again. She feels as if the whole house is shaking, and blood is spilling from all over the house. She suddenly wakes up in a really frightened state, as she doesn't know what is happening to her. She still decides to hide this problem from her family. The people of Bethlehem are fixated on their beliefs, and they have stayed away from Western culture. Whoever disobeys their ancient beliefs will be severely punished. Furthermore, when the girls get to know about the disappearance of Hannah, they decide to find her. However, Elder Beacon and other elders get to know about the disappearance of Hannah, and the Elder Beacon now firmly believes that the signs of prophecy are coming true, as the girls will soon turn 18 and only one of them will survive. He says that Hannah has become the victim of Satan and has been murdered, but Jacob disagrees with them again, claiming it's all nothing but a myth. This stance by Jacob increases the gap between him and the others, as the rest take sides with Elder Beacon. Jacob has always tried his best to save the girls. Meanwhile, the girls begin searching for Hannah, but along the way, they hear the sounds of a party. Abby, attracted by her fascination with the Western world, manages to convince the other girls to join the festivity. They all venture towards the party, curious to experience something new. Mary encounters Trevor, wanting some private time with him. She requests a moment alone while the other girls disperse. As Mary and Trevor grow closer, she is abruptly struck by those eerie visions once again. Feeling unsettled, she leaves the party, searching for Abby, but is unable to locate her. Unbeknownst to Mary, while she was with Trevor, the black-clad figure claimed Abby's life. The following day, news begins to circulate about Abby's disappearance. Elder Beacon seizes the opportunity to emphasize that the satanic curse is imminent, insisting that the girls should be eliminated before they reach the age of 18. However, Jacob, standing firm in his conviction, adamantly opposes the idea, determined to protect the girls. Worries begin to make Jacob question his decision, and make him wonder if someone might attempt to harm Mary. Recognizing the need to inform Mary about the prophecy, Jacob reveals the unsettling truth to her, dismissing it as mere myths and legend. But to his dismay, Mary starts to believe in the prophecy. She begins having dreams of Elder Beacon orchestrating her demise, and witnessing the lifeless bodies of Hannah and Abby, instilling in her. Filled with fear and a sense of urgency, Mary hurriedly runs out towards Sarah, desperate to share the horrifying revelation about the bodies she saw. She hopes that together they can unravel the mysteries surrounding the curse and find a way to protect themselves. Mary tells all the details to Sarah. Sarah's father overhears this and becomes very upset. He believes there really exists a curse, and he wants to protect Sarah, so he does something very unimaginable. He takes hoping it will save her. The community is shocked by what has happened and couldn't understand why Sarah's father did such a thing. Later, they learn that he thought his would keep Sarah safe from the curse. Sarah is heartbroken by her father's actions and tells Elder Beacon the truth. Elder Beacon is moved by the tragedy and makes a rule that the three girls can't go anywhere alone. They are afraid that one of them might actually turn out to be the devil's hand. The whole community becomes scared and superstitious. They watch the girls closely, looking for signs of the curse. This fear causes terrible things to happen. Ruth's mother loves her very much, but she is torn between that love and the community's fears. She tries to hurt Ruth to protect her, but she can't go through with it. Overwhelmed by guilt, she takes her instead. The community sees the terrible results of their fear. Lives are being lost, innocence is being destroyed, and they are left with a broken community. They realize the consequences of their beliefs and are forever haunted by their own fears. Elder Beacon expresses his belief that the girls' bodies have been possessed by Satan. He proposes a plan for a traditional ritual that involves a physical examination overseen by him, as he is the community's leader. The purpose of this ceremony is to ensure the girls' adherence to established customs and traditions. However, it soon becomes clear that Master Beacon has hidden motives and his true intentions are far from noble. He uses the guise of inspection as an opportunity to take advantage of the girls in a harmful way. Feeling uncomfortable and sensing the wrongness of the situation, Mary swiftly exits the room. It is evident that Master Beacon's actions are not in line with his role as a trusted figure in the community. Mary makes a firm decision to expose his true nature and bring the dark truth to light. Sarah and Ruth also feel uneasy, sharing Mary's suspicions about Elder Beacon possibly being the murderer of their sisters. They discuss their concerns amongst themselves, hoping to find support and understanding. However, Sarah, blinded by her trust in Elder Beacon, vehemently disagrees with their suspicions. She turns a blind eye to the possibility of Elder Beacon being the culprit and refuses to consider their perspective. The rest try their best to convince Sarah, hoping to open her eyes to the truth. Despite their efforts, Sarah rejects their claims and walks away, leaving a sense of frustration and disappointment among the siblings. It is a painful realization that they are now divided, unable to find unity in their shared doubts and fears. As Mary returns home, she makes a shocking discovery. Her biological mother, whom she believed was gone, is actually alive, but has been banished from the community for attempting to summon a demon. The revelation strikes Mary with a surge of emotional instability, as her sense of identity and belonging are once again shattered. Ruth gathers up the courage to report to the police about Elder Beacon's abusive action. She wants to expose his true intentions and hold him accountable for the murders of her sisters. However, Elder Beacon manages to manipulate the situation and talks his way out of the accusations, leaving Ruth feeling frustrated and betrayed. His ability to evade justice only fuels his anger toward her, resulting in harsh punishment. Elder Beacon commands Ruth to be abandoned, and anyone who offers her shelter will suffer the same fate. Ruth's father, burdened by the weight of this decision, reluctantly accepts it with a heavy heart. Overwhelmed with sadness, Ruth breaks down in tears and flees into the fields, seeking solace and escape from the harsh reality. Mary, empathizing with Ruth's pain, senses the urgency to find and comfort her. Mary covertly tracks down Ruth, driven by a deep compassion and a desire to offer support in this difficult time. Mary takes her to her real mother. The woman who appeared mysteriously at the beginning is revealed to be Mary's real mother. She explains to Mary that she has always longed to meet her, but was prevented from doing so by the evil Elder Beacon. As they engage in a heartfelt conversation, Elder Beacon and his companions suddenly barge into Mary's real mother's house, searching for Mary and Ruth. Upon hearing of Elder Beacon's presence, Mary and Ruth quickly flee from the scene. As they make their escape, they come across Trevor, who kindly offers them shelter in his house for the night. Trevor's father, who is a police officer assigned to investigate the murders of the sisters, becomes aware of their connection and decides to visit Mary and Ruth for some questioning. However, Mary and Ruth, having overheard the conversation, are wary of the police's involvement. They anxiously prepare themselves for the upcoming interrogation, uncertain about whom they can trust in this desperate situation. Trevor and his father escape, as they both know that Ruth is abandoned. Mary requests her father to give shelter to Ruth, to which he agrees, as he isn't able to decline his daughter's wish out of love. This makes the stepmother very angry, and she leaves the home along with her children. At night, Ruth and Mary decide to attack Elder Beacon. When they reach his home, Elder Beacon senses this and decides to counter the attack. With the fear of getting caught, they both hide in his barnyard, where Mary experiences the creepy visions again. When Elder Beacon goes back to his home, they both run out of the barnyard, and Ruth goes to her father and seeks help. His father opens the door for her, but out of nowhere, the black figure appears again and murders Ruth's father and now runs after Ruth. Ruth tries her best to save her life and hides in her home, but the satanic figure finds her, throwing her out of the window afterward. Elder Beacon gets to know about what happened to Ruth. He believes that the curse has now come to life, and they contact Mary's stepmother, who reveals all of the information. Revealing this information may have been a big mistake for her, as the figure appears right behind her and ends her. Jacob discovers Mary in a terrible state and immediately brings her to Sarah's house. At first, Sarah and her mother hesitate, but they eventually agree because Jacob intervened when Elder Beacon wanted to harm Sarah when she was born all those years ago. Jacob leaves to find help, and while he is away, Mary is tortured by her distressing visions once again. Feeling helpless, Sarah decides to involve the elders. However, upon reaching them, she becomes a victim of the mysterious black satanic figure who viciously attacks her. In her last moments, Sarah manages to deliver a crucial message before succumbing to her injury. The elders set their sights on Mary, intending to end her life. Elder Beacon enters the house and claims that he will perform an exorcism on Mary. However, his true intentions are sinister. He violates Mary, and she is left powerless, trapped in a chilling vision. In a desperate act of self-defense, Mary summons her inner strength and bites off Elder Beacon's ear, causing him pain and anger. He draws out his sword and is ready to strike her down. In a stroke of fortune, Jacob arrives just in time, accompanied by the police and an ambulance. They swiftly intervene, rescuing Mary from the clutches of Elder Beacon's malevolence. It is a moment of relief and salvation, as Mary finds a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness that engulfed her. At the hospital, Mary remembers all the strange things she saw, and realizes that her visions showed her how her sisters would perish, and it actually came true. She thinks that with her sisters being gone now, she might actually be the devil's chosen one. She believes that when she turns 18, Satan may take control of her soul. Mary tries telling the police about this, but they don't believe her. Suddenly, Mary's real mother comes to visit her at the hospital. She tells Mary something that shocks her greatly. At first, Mary doesn't believe it herself. Her mother explains that when Mary was born, she was very weak, and it seemed like she wouldn't survive for long. Mary's mother prayed to God, asking for good health for Mary. Mary's condition didn't improve, so Mary's mother made a deal with the devil. She wanted to ensure that Mary stayed alive until the end, so she even caused the fatalities of the other girls. She also took her stepmother, because she revealed information about Mary. Mary's mother tries to convince Mary that she did all these things out of love and to protect her. Mary is shocked and doesn't know how to respond. Just then, Trevor, who cares about Mary, comes to check in on her. It is a difficult moment for Mary, filled with many emotions. She struggles to understand the truth about her past and what her future holds. She hopes that someone will believe her and offer support, as she now has to face the dark forces that threaten to take over her life. Mary and Trevor have strong feelings for each other. They care deeply about one another. On Mary's 18th birthday, something unexpected happens. She suddenly turns cold and dark. In a shocking turn of events, Mary murders Trevor by twisting his neck. It is a horrifying act that fulfills the prophecy, confirming that Mary is indeed chosen by the devil. The elders, who had heard whispers of the prophecy, become terrified and go into hiding. They seek refuge in a secret place, hoping to escape the wrath of Mary and her newfound powers. However, Mary, filled with evil, relentlessly pursues them. Using her dark abilities, Mary hunts down each elder, taking their lives one by one. Those were once respected members of the community, wise and admired, but against Mary's super strong evil force, they stand no chance. Elder Beacon, known for his bravery, now trembles with fear as Mary draws near him. Her appearance, covered in blood and with eyes devoid of life, sends a chill down his spine. The encounter is filled with a mix of terror and sorrow, as Elder Beacon confronts the embodiment of evil standing before him. This new and evil life of Mary shows the balance between good and evil, and the devastating consequences that can arise when darkness takes hold.